And it's funny how I'm paying attention to receipts now. On the damn receipt, it got DOB. And then it had that day's date. So DOB like date of birth.
Wow.
And I'm like, yeah, we've been doing it all wrong.
Yeah,
We've been
because
doing it all
they
wrong.
they took the script and made us think that we were debtors and they was correct.
Oh, exactly, for sure. That's something to be discussed with the fucking underwriter. Like, hey, it's called, I'm correcting the presumption. Ain't no way in hell you can deny me, because why? I'm the creditor. I mean, I'm the only goddamn thing got blood in me. I ain't empty.
Lena,
Like when you take a dead body and you got to empty the blood out of it and shit at the coroner's office. Stop playing with me, okay? Then they come back like, oh, okay, oh yeah, you're
Lena,
right.
I'm
Then
finna
they
send a
approve
document
yourself.
to you and make you my fiduciary of my trust, because you sound strong. You ain't playing. Like,
I'm really not, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I started my trust, nothing. Like, I've gotten all this, you know,
spirit in you though, I can hear it. You feel me?
yes, like I'm like, no, these people playing games with me, they're playing a fucking game with me. I don't have time. Like, I did just go through like an eviction because I went to the office and I was like, hey, I need a value of this lease. And I said, I need to know how much money you guys have made off of it. They weren't saying shit the whole time I lived there. I'm paying $1,400 a month. And all of a sudden they looking at me. I was like, what did you guys use? Didn't you use a social when I came in here? And they was like, yeah. I said, okay, then you accepted the social. I was like, so basically I'm covered under the bankruptcy. So they was like, well, when did you file? I said, I didn't. Your fucking ass did. When you received that social, you did. I'm not
Yeah.
bankrupt. You did the bankruptcy, and I didn't know nothing about that. So I'm covered. You use that social security number, which is bankrupt. Social security don't get no money. They don't have money. They get money from or funds from the birth certificate. What are you talking about?
My
So,
energy.
yeah, because Social Security is a death index. We all know why.
Mm.
I mean, because it's bleeding money. It's bleeding money. It's bleeding out.
Bleeding
And
out
think about it,
digits. Bleeding
huh?
out digits. Bleeding out digits. Numbers.
Well, blood.
Yep.
Really, they
Yep.
got blood
That's in
on
the
their hands.
veins. That's the veins, That paper, that note is physical. So you on point.
And I'm telling LaShanda's yesterday. I said, LaShanda's, no, I know why this shit is like not easily accessible or secret. I said, I think I figured it out. I was like, because think about all the dudes that would really go crazy when you're talking about like when a guy has to go for a DNA test with a baby. I'm like, I figured that shit out. No, no. When it come back 99.9, that just mean the letters on the paper, like it had the baby's name on the paper and yours. Those are the same species, like a cat and a cat is the same species, a dog and a dog. I said, it ain't got a fucking thing to do with that. Now I got to telling her, I said, that Guthrie card, like when they poked our heel as a baby, they kept that damn Guthrie card and they stored it in a freezer. I said, because I pulled up the Guthrie card yesterday and it says District of Columbia on there. And if you pull up the Guthrie card, the images, it'll have 4 spots of blood. To me, that represents the four states. And I said, really, these niggas would go crazy and be going postal on these motherfuckers if they found out like they've been getting played. So you do gotta kind of, I ain't gonna say it should be kept a secret, but I can see why. Because they would go crazy because really the DNA test is supposed to be okay. That's what got taken when we was a baby, the blood from our heel. But when we get grown, now they need to do the stick from our finger. They could take that from our finger, and that's the real DNA. Match that to the blood from that fucking blood when I was a baby, and there's the match. Give me my goddamn inheritance, man. It's a fucking match. That's me. Niggas would go mad. I'm like, no, they playing dudes and women. I
That
mean,
schedule
don't
fee
Mm-hmm.
When you get to the schedule fee part, it's gonna talk about the blood, all that. You're gonna you're gonna see the amount of money that we're gonna charge their ass for fucking with our blood, our sweat, our tears, our everything, and record that.
They ain't got no money to give us. All they could do is return to us our credit, which would be unlimited. Listen, and then they gotta work for us forever. You a slave forever because nigga, you stole shit. You fucking frauded.
That schedule fee, when I tell you, when you record that schedule fee, I'm gonna do that next. Record that schedule fee in that county, it's over. That power of attorney protect you, it give you strength. That certificate give you strength. But when you put that schedule fee on there, they're gonna move out your way. Even if they attempt to deny you, you can lien them. That lien is gonna move faster than a suing them because they can't move and do business or nothing with that lien on them. Telling you, get that schedule fee in that county. Yeah. Then send it to the Secretary of State. I'm telling you, because like these steps that I'm doing, the secretary, he telling me, like, you're doing it the right way, continue to do it the right way, stay in the law, stay in trust law. You know what I'm saying? He giving me pointers. You know what I'm saying? So once you tie yourself to that republic, now it's over the United States. So now that county is your trustee. So when we create that one trust, we the beneficiary of that trust, and they're the trustees of that trust. They have to follow instructions. They have to.
Well, you're supposed to give instructions to Mr. Mnuchin to settle all the accounts and stuff. Okay, it's from what I understand. All right.
That's a different situation. That's another situation we got to focus on too. So it's like 3 situations that we have to secure. But the first situation is where you be at the most, which is your county. You know what I'm saying? So so that.
But the county would be the social. I think the city or state would be the driver's license. Think of these instrumentalities.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right.
Because we're talking about the social. Social is really a county morgue because everything is dead in it. That's why what you call the postal service, it is Social Security. It's dead. It's nothing but dead letters, dead people in there, or dead persons. Let's put it like that. Okay. That is a fucking county morgue. Dead motherfuckers reaching out. That ain't nothing but a lawyer's office. Put the postal service. That's an attorney's office, man. That's them attorneys sending out them bullshit ass letters trying to deceive us. That's why that Bible say, woe to you attorneys. Because they the ones sending out them fucking letters talking about you owe this, you owe that. Trying to plunder our estate.
Once we show them that we well enough to handle our own affairs and type up our orders and our demands, and then now it's gonna change up. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna change up now. Because I see the difference. I see the difference. Like really, I see the difference. They call me by first name or just last name. You know what I'm saying? They'll say Mr. or Minister. The wealth managers call me Minister. You know what I'm saying? So I see the difference. I see the difference.
That's why I say the blood bank ain't the Red Cross. The blood bank is Vital Records. Because there's blood attached to sperm. There's blood in sperm, and sperm is that birth certificate. There's blood attached to that birth certificate because they put our blood from the foot onto there. And
they probably did a ceremonial. They probably did a ceremonial on us.
Big time. I'm gonna tell you, since I had 7 kids, I pay attention to a lot of shit that people think I'm weird. Now, Tina, you on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had how many kids?
3.
3?
Yep.
You notice I took somebody through this whole thing, I was looking and I said, they doing a whole ceremony of my kids or whatever. After I had so many, I said, no, I was paying attention.
That's why they keep the placenta and shit.
No. Listen to me about the a death ceremony. Okay, listen to this. And while you listening, okay, I want y'all to keep in mind on how they do, like when somebody died. I'm talking about from the time the coroner goes out to they got to get to the funeral home, to they got to clean up the body, you know, all the way to the viewing or whatever. Keep this in mind. I'm about to show you how this goes. Okay, so I noticed. Okay, you take my baby out of me. Okay, now you weigh up the little product or whatever, the baby. You weigh the baby up and all that shit in the room where I can see. Then you take my baby away from me. Okay, and then you go and do all this shit that you do. Probably, you know, this baby crying from different little stuff, and then you giving the baby a bath, which I think then there's probably a pastor at the hospital who's doing like the little bath shit, which we would call the what you call that, being baptized. Okay, so then on top of that, how do you get my baby perky looking? By giving the baby a bath, and then you'll feed the baby, because after you done poke my baby screaming, crying, you know how it goes. You get sleepy after you start having a fit, you screaming and crying so long. If you get a bath and somebody brush your fucking hair, you get sleepy. When my husband playing my hair, or my daughter or somebody brush my hair, it is relaxing, right? And then you fill that baby up with milk. Then you sit up there and wrap that baby up in a blanket. Follow me. Then you put that baby in that little thing that you're going to wheel them into me. You having me view my baby in a casket and sleeping. You making sure my baby fucking sleep when you bring my baby to me. That's a whole ritual. Like you basically performing a funeral. So the was like kind of relative, like correlates to the so-called, like when a dead body will go to the morgue and they empty the blood. What is kind of ritualistic and correlates to that is when they do poke the foot and then they squeeze the blood out. That's like them doing the ritual of emptying the blood out or bruising Jesus' feet. So far as I'm concerned, ain't no fucking Jesus but me then, if that's the case. Okay, I'm the fucking foot that got bruised, and y'all's too. And so I should be covered by the blood. The blood is on that Guthrie card. Well, give me that goddamn card, and that should pay for every damn thing that I ever needed in life. Because you got my damn capillary blood. That's capillary blood, you know? And then you made me a criminal because you couldn't fingerprint me, because criminals get fingerprinted. You couldn't fingerprint me because I'm a baby and our fingerprints aren't developed yet, but you damn sure took my footprint. So if we talking DNA testing, we need to take my footprint right now and see if it matches the footprint from when I was a baby, or the blood from my finger to see if it matches the blood from my foot. And there's your DNA test. Just give me my shit and leave me the fuck alone. You don't want me to tell nobody? Okay, I guess we sign a non-disclosure, but give me my shit and I'm gone. Because
it's funny that you say that, because somebody I was talking to, I think it was Joseph, and he said that he actually watched them cut the circulation off of his son, and actually made his son stop breathing, and then after he got it to deliver, he actually pinched him and made him and made him start breathing again. So it's funny that you say that.
Yeah, I'm seeing a whole death ceremony go on here, you know, and you know how the casket be on wheels when they bring it in for you to view the body. It was no different than the baby being in that little thing that they bring on wheels, even though it's clear. And there it is. But you did everything you could to put my baby to sleep. You know, you cleaned them up, fed them, got them full, and you brushed the hair and all of that, and then you probably rocked them to sleep and wrapped him in that blanket and brought him in there and shit as, okay, I'm viewing the body. This is exactly what the fuck you did. You know, I'm mad about it because this is a fucking crazy ass game to be playing with people. The shit